And welcome back. Once again, my name is James Henderson, coming to you live from where else? Well, the place where it all got started, MillardaBitcoin.com. What's Millarda Bitcoin? Millarda Bitcoin means Bitcoin exchange if you translate it from a Gaelic to English verbiage. So that's the way where it's all about. So how did we get started? We got started about 6 years ago when we started looking at all these different exchanges, Bitcoin exchanges started popping up, but realizing that you can make a ton of money if you just sat there in your chair and making micro trades 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. But I'm realizing that that's probably not going to happen. Well, until now. So, so who am I and where did I come from? What hole did I crawl out of? Well, the hole that I crawled out of was from University of Houston. I have a cryptology, mathematics, and computer science degree in programming at the University of Houston. Well, terrific educational program if you're a mathematician and a computer scientist. Phenomenal people, especially the professors. I still talk to some of them today. The Now it's going back to the programming thing. Well, Art of Bitcoin's idea started about 6 years ago. We're a high frequency trading program, as you just saw, that that makes micro trades and that has our patented algorithm to make these different trades. And that's the neat thing about it. And we've also been very successful at it, as I'll show you here in a few minutes. The We're not the only guys on the block in this area. There are quite a few. However, though, a lot of them won't show you their proof, especially their proof of concept. They'll tell you how great the platform is, but they just won't show you the results. Well, in our case, we can actually show you the results and show you the profits. Now, it's not the accounts that I'm gonna show you are not the big ones. They are the ones that are volatile and that are actually making money. And also in return, you can get the idea that if you put your own money in, what type of profits that you're gonna be making. So, Malara Bitcoin is set up into three different areas. The high frequency trading bot. So if you've got more than 2 or 3 Bitcoins in your exchange and you want to get this thing up and going, then I advise you to get everything up and going. Being a cryptologist, has I've done dramatic research and programming to make sure that your stuff is also secure just in case of a hack or a break-in. Being an old hacker myself, I've I've done extremely extensive testing on it to make sure that everyone's information is secure because as a fund owner, I don't want to lose the money. All right? Now as a fund, what we do is we invest everyone's small amount of Bitcoin into one large pile. And then from there, we're able to make trades on every single altcoin that is provided by these exchanges. It's a lot better if you actually have more money and you have an investment on each and every altcoin than just a few, as some of my old clients have found out. And of course, the investment group, the investors. Well, we're currently looking to raise money from a venture capitalist point of view and a private equity view, and if you're interested in jumping on board from a large perspective of getting our platform inside of these mutual funds and these other large firms, then we'd love to talk to you more about that. But let's go to the high frequency trading platform that we've built. So if you can go back here, click log on, you'll log into a screen like this. This is actually the screen that I look at on a daily basis. to find out which altcoins have been traded, whether or not the exchange is active or not, and of course if there's any problems. And of course here we've got the last 20 trades of Binance, Bittrex. As you can tell here, I've made several this morning. Cryptopia, and of course Poloniex. I do have my Robinhood account on a different account. For anyone of those who are buying and selling, on Robinhood, well, this might be a great way for you to make some extra money in the spare time. So my Poloniex account happens to be just for the investors only. Well, on this particular, because I actually built a bot that deals with arbitrage. Now, if you're a Poloniex investor and you got money there, well, you can start your own bot in Poloniex, and that's fine. But this one I'm real excited about because I'm actually doing tons of buying and selling in an arbitrage fashion. So if you click on our name, Malarda Bitcoin, you find out we get the dashboard. We got help. So any other type of questions that you have, you have the 2 forms of authentication. I currently have mine on. If you set up your own bot or set up your own account with the investment group, I highly recommend that you have your two factors of authentication by Google on. Now I've also got the Malarda Bitcoin trading bot. Any type of fees that we have, historical real-time back testing. This is currently in development right now, the back testing. So we're gonna have that up there, but it's just not live at this time of recording. And of course, our services. We do plan on having world domination, and any evil genius that does plan on acquiring our service, we'll be glad to talk to him for a small fee and a country. So, and of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can log on to us through Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and you can contact us as we have here. As for our Instagram account, we just posted a video that dealt with Venezuela's failure of their oil-based back coin that they tried promoting 3 or 4 months ago. So if you haven't seen, we told you in the past, Venezuela has a long history of not surpassing or not actually paying its customers. Well, guess what? Well, they're not paying again. So let's go to the settings. So let's click on Bittrex, since we're going to use that as an example. So Bittrex, you put in your API key and secret key. Once again, the backend is secure, so if someone decides to swipe the backend, they're going to find about 132 to 200 characters of just gibberish. These are your API keys that are encrypted and that we want to keep very secure. Your maximum Bitcoin and Ethereum, however, are a different story. So let's say you have 20 Bitcoins that are sitting in the account, but you only want this bot to use 10 of them. Well, that's when we have a maximum Bitcoin, a maximum Ethereum, and maximum Tether set in place. So you put $500,000 into the Tether. Well, if you only want our bot to trade up to $100, we'll do that. And then you click up here with put it on green to turn it on, and then you click update settings. And in about 15 to 30 minutes, that bot will be tell our computer to put your information into the queue, and it'll start trading for you. Now, what about this trading thing? Well, you click on exchanges, click on Bittrex, and then you'll have this screen that pops up. This has every single altcoin that Bittrex has to offer, from BTC 2Give, BTC Abby, Aeon, Aid, the Ant, and I've got all of them turned on, and that I'm trading at a 0.03 Bitcoins per trade. Now, let's tell you, going from left to right. So the market name, BTC-2Give, the base coin is Bitcoin, altcoin is to give. Well, I've also got that for the Ethereum, as you have here, ETH-ADA, so Ethereum ADH, and of course USDT. So here's all the USDT coins. Now, this profit range, 24-hour lows and sells profit. Well, I've got these, all my BTC at -3 and then :7. What does that mean? Well, as you can tell, if you go to Bittrex market, you see for the high volume, you're going to have -8, -3, 2, -4, and of course, it'll go back up to 4%. And that's how this market works. It's extremely volatile, and it constantly goes up and down in the 24 to 48 hour cycles. Now, I'll be going back to this account here later on today and get more specific, because a lot of these altcoins stay within a small amount of range, while others have a much larger range, like the D market and Sibcoin. Well, it drops and its highs on a 48 hour to 72 hour cycle are much more greater, and you can obtain a lot more money by changing this up. Same thing with the Ethereum market and the Tether market. All right, Ethereum Classic's up 10.2%. So that's a good thing. Let's go back to our bot now. So then we have our stop loss section. I've got it at 0 because I don't want my stop loss turned on. I know a lot of people out there, they prefer the stop loss to be turned on, and which is all fine and dandy. So if you're into the stop loss and protection, then this section is for you. Me personally, no interest in it, but I have it on there because of customers' wants. And then of course my next section is the investment in base currency. Well, my base currency isn't BTC, and so I've got enough altcoins or enough Bitcoin in there that I want to put on every single trade or transaction 0.03 Bitcoin to hopefully get a much greater return in my trade. So, with that said, and then of course my trade coin. I can turn that on, turn it off. With this section, all you do is make changes, tab out of it, it's done. All right? Now what happens if you want to, you can go through section by section, make different changes, move it the way you want it, and all the altcoins are turned on. If you want a much greater show of entries, you can actually go up here to the top left and change from showing 10 altcoins per page to 1,000. And if you just want to look at one particular base coin or one particular altcoin, all you do is type that into the search, and then you've got all your altcoins. Now what happens if you want to make changes on all the different altcoins? So let's say you want to put all your investment based currencies at 0.4 to, let's say you don't have as less, you can put zero point 0.5 as far as the altcoin. So you'd be, so this account up here will change everything that is viewable on this particular page. So if you have a next page, guess what? It's not gonna show up. But it will make changes on everything that's on the page. And of course, the same thing like that is on the global profit. So I'm gonna change this back to where I'm investing 40 cents of all my Ethereum coins into the account to make the trades. And of course, I've got all my altcoins that are turned on. Now, if you're running the bot, you'll be charged 0.01 BTC every 1,000 trades. Now, if you don't have BTC in your account, please make changes and allow us for each BTC to be invested in the account. We do take 0.01, but we've never had a mishap on the back end of taking more than what we've charged. All right. So what does a trade include? A trade includes one buy in our program. Now with Bittrex, we made the changes because of Bittrex, because Bittrex every 30 days will go ahead and cancel any orders that are out there that are just left out there. Well, with that being said, we're not going to charge you again for making another trade after the trade's been canceled by a third party, or in this case, the exchange. So every 30 days, our bot will find out that there's not an account on there. We find out that we've made a trade on your account, so we're going to go ahead and put the sell order in again in hopes that it'll sell again. All right. Now let's go to our Bittrex. Well, this happens to be one account that we're messing with. And of course, if we click on orders, we've made a lot of buys and sells. A lot of buying, a lot of selling. And of course, we're making money. The neat thing about this is that if you're mining, your value of making Bitcoin constantly decreases as time goes on. All right? Once again, with the difficult level goes up in the mining, your estimated profit decreases as time goes on. So what sucks about the difference between mining and of course putting your money towards the exchange market is significantly a lot different than what people realize. But that's another day, another dollar. Now let's go ahead and download history. Click on download history. Click download. All right. Of course, I'm going to open this up. And here is my exchange. All right. So as you can tell here, I've started, this is 8/7/2018. Made a lot of sales this morning. Of course, it's just buying and selling all day long. I started this account on 10/7/2017, and it's currently made over 12,814 trades. Now, if you look at our time, it's a lot of different trades every single hour. This means no getting up, going to the bathroom. This means no interacting with people's reality and your reality, and just means just sitting here trading. Well, guess what, folks? I didn't sit here and make all these trades. The bot did it. All right, and just growing up, 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 up. All right. So, not all these are winners. I do have a couple altcoins that, when I made the purchase, it dropped in price, and then then started moving down in price. So it was a false pop, and that's the reason why I bought it. But it didn't make the trade. It didn't make enough trade, and kept going down. With that said, that's the shame part. The good part about it, though, is I've made a lot more buys and sells that offset the failure of those altcoins. That's the reason why the investment fund is a little bit more relevant for people with smaller amounts. All right, that's just the nature of it. You know, there's, like I said, I'm not the only guy out there in the market. But anyone who's promising you 10%, 20%, 40%, last year the fund was doing 10%. I was making a killing. This year, a lot more people are online, and so the bot and the market volume and margins have dropped considerably. But once again, I'm still making money. Let's go ahead and take that down. So it is constantly buying and selling. We're constantly watching the market. It is doing a wonderful job here. So what about Polynex? You said you got something on arbitrage. Let's see the proof. I like showing this one. So I started out with 50 bucks, right? Yeah. Okay, let me show you when I got started. 0620. What are we at? So 2 months, almost 2 months later, I have done a lot of trades. In fact, here it is, 8-7. I've done what? More than 10 trades. A lot of buying and selling. Guys, this is only for the people who helped me build the investment fund. So, which is a special thing. So for everyone else who is involved with just a bot, well, they're just buying and selling on one altcoin and not on arbitrage. So no worries there. But like I said, it's been about 2 months. I am, like I said, making a killing at this arbitrage thing. For my investors who are interested in investing in it, from a company point of view, like I said, we want to build our system out. We've got the proof of concept and it's working. Now all we need is the extra funds, close to about 7 million, to buy the servers and to get ourselves into a more secured location before we actually get known, and then we can start, making money. For the investment groups who are interested in getting started, we do have a package that if you call us, we can tell you more about it, and then what you're going to see is you'll be able to see your users, how much profit you're making, your companies that you're with, and of course what's nice is you'll get to see a little insight of which ones are buying and selling the most. All right. So here on the Bittrex, you see the trades. So this will actually give you a little insight of what's really the most volatile in your market, and then you're able to profit from it. Little insiders trading. But our program is constantly being revolutionized, and we're constantly improving our algorithm while improving our customer service. And I gotta admit, we went through a rough patch there because when all the other altcoins were making, or all the other exchanges were making their changes and their their changes to the system, that left our system defunct. It happens, It's just like you're receiving, like it's like the telephone company. You're receiving the information that's very important to you over the phone, and then they change a language that you don't understand. What do you do? Well, you've got to go get yourself a better translator. Or get a translator, and now you know. So now the system is back up and running. We do appreciate everyone's time. Um, and so this is the cool thing about it. So from all of us here at MillardaBitcoin.com, we want to wish you thank you, and we'll take some questions. All right, so the question is, where are you from? I'm from Houston, Texas, born in Abilene, Texas. My degree is at University of Houston, and like I said, and I'm married with two Great Danes. I'm not married to the Great Danes. I'm married, and I have two Great Danes. All right. Where do I see them? What other exchanges am I going to be adding to the system? We're in talks with a couple of exchanges. So we're look one we're looking at the volume of people that are on these exchanges, and also the code. We've been asked by several customers to add our code or add our program to these different some exchanges. However, though, those exchanges do not offer API uh, programs for our computer to talk to their computer. It's either they don't have plan on doing it, or they're in the works of opening it up for programmers. So why did I get started with Bittrex, Binance, and Cryptopia? Notice on your Bitfinex you didn't have settings there. It's because the Bitfinex is in works right now, and we are going to open it up to the public. However, though, we're not ready for it yet. Now, Binance, Bittrex, and Cryptopia were the ones that we already had money, and we were making manual trades already, in those areas. And of course, at that time, they had a really easy API program to code. Now it's a lot different, but it's there. Is your information secure? Yes. Once again, everything in the database is encrypted. So if your API is not going to get hacked by us, because let's just say I'm the only guy who has access to the global view. Not everyone has access to their API keys. So, of course, I don't have any access to their API keys. I mean, let's just put it that way. Yes, the API key has the database. It's been encrypted up to 200 characters or more. So there's a lot of who I do hire white hat hackers to break into the site. Um, while it was in development, I've made a lot of security changes. So now this is secure, so the investors don't have to worry about that. And the other, I think, and here's the final question. It's very important. The you know, as far as the investment goes, well, last year I was looking at about 4%. In fact, if you go up here to our site, Malardo.com, click on trading group, you'll get to see last year's performance. However, though, it's a lot different this year. Once again, if I didn't already iterate this before, we know that a lot more people, a lot more bots are out there. Like I said, we're not the only game in town, and the margins are a lot smaller. But that is changing because we are working, like, once again, we have the arbitrage system now up and running. Hopefully that makes a huge difference in our financial investment group, and also some other systems that we're currently working on that have been profitable today's times. What about what about um what about reports? I'm in the works of building the reports to where it goes out monthly and it's automated. However, though, it's just not there yet. I am. This is if this is one of the great things. Oh yeah, she's adorable. We have we have we don't have tile floor. We have like laminated cardboard floored downstairs, as we found out, and yeah, she's a bad girl right now. She chewed through it. So now we have a section of a whole reality, folks. It just happens. Oh, we're planning on changing out the floor anyways. Um, what about the high frequency trading? If you click on it, more information on there. So, can I short? Oh, okay. That's to answer your question. On margin trading, shorting, no, the bot does not do that. We don't short, even though we'd make a killing if we could. But unfortunately, all the margin, they have such um, high fees. It's not worth it right now. So until the system gets better, we we don't plan on using we don't plan on attaching our program to any of these type of shorting yet. That might change in the future. So who do I have on my staff? I've got 2 accountants, 1 lawyers, and 2 really awesome salesmen. So yeah, they right now they've been put on hold because my program has been on limbo, and so we're constantly upgrading our knowledge because Bitcoin's coming out every day. And the last question is, what if you could invest in any ICOs? Which ones would you do? And my answer to that is I don't invest in any ICOs that have not been thoroughly looked after, looked over by other people that's smarter than me. Over 80% of all ICOs are scams or will fail, and that's the whole reason why our system is on bots and not investing in ICOs prematurely. So that's it. We are. I think I've taken enough of your time. Um, just like all people, the potty break has to happen sometime soon. Great Dane's got to go. But that's it. So I look forward to hopefully hearing from you. You're awesome, and y'all have a terrific way of investment. And stay safe out there in the market. I get approached by at least 20 people that have got some great stories and sob stories, and I've become numb to all of it because it's funny. 90% of people, like 80% of them, are scams or failures. So what's really sad is with that one, as one company, what was it? It was another Ponzi scheme. Was it in Venezuela or Taiwan? I don't know, but you keep hearing about it. Um, so like I said, we've been around for a while. We're here to stay, and if you're in Houston, Texas, and want to meet me personally, I'm all for it. In fact, I usually meet over at BJ's on I-10 for a beer. So, but that's all I got to that's all I got to say. You're awesome, and I'll see you when I see you. All right, let me get out of here.